Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Let me get things set up. I do think... No? So it's not that camera. Let me see. Is it this camera? Okay. So I need to delay this camera. Let me see. It is this one. Let's see. 200. Nope, not yet. Let's try 300. Nope, 350. $400. Close enough. That'll do for now. I'm not going to use that camera today, but I remembered, so I'm going to fix it while I remember. All right. Got a little bit till the ride, so we're going to ride before the ride. See about the changes that I made. Made a couple of changes after stream, during stream. So let's see. Basically, I wanted to give myself enough time so I could feel how this is without soreness. Alright, that's gonna have to go, because... Eh? Stupid thing. Oops. I don't wear helmets indoors, but yes, I do have it over there. I actually have two. One does not fit. Technically, I think I have three. One from when I used to do time trials. That fits. But I should... No, well, no, that one doesn't, because that one never fit. But even if it fit, I wouldn't wear it because it's too old. But yes, I do have one. Position is better. No, no, no. Front end seems pretty good. Saddle is where I'm curious. Should I nose it down again? I might nose it down again a little bit. It's the constant fiddle point. Cannot find a happy medium with where the saddle wants to be, which maybe for the next trial, I switch it out and try another one. I think between last week and now. Ah, thank you for the resub. 64 months, jeez. You'd think between last stream and this one I would have found a better tool to do this with. But, no. I forgot. I did other things. I didn't find them. Nobody is probably quite surprised. But thank you. 64 months, jeez. Sometimes shocks me how long I've been streaming for. Okay, that seems better. Key is, it's dedication. On whose end? Yours or mine? Yours for continuing to come back and remembering to push the button, or mine on still streaming? I would debate that it's both. Okay, positions all feel better. Is it perfect? Probably not. I feel like the bars could go out. Yes, I'm both, yeah. Bars could go out maybe another ½ inch. No, but I would like to come away from these time trials with feeling to all parts of my body. Preferably. I don't think I turned these in correctly either. So I'll probably have to redo the bars. It's not terrible. It's just a pain. I did check the saddle height yesterday, and somehow I eyeballed that correctly. Not sure how. Almost to the dot of the other TT bike. Elbow pad position is better. I know I'm not going to get a true good feel until I'm on the road, but I didn't want an unsafe setup before I got out there. So it's always best to do this. Did forget to check pedal tension. So that feels off, at least in the left. I did check the cleats. The cleats are fine, so it's got to be pedals. And I did find that the crank bolt was from this, but I have fixed it, so we're good. Must have been loose from when I bought it. Thankfully, I didn't lose it. That would suck. I do understand why people put grip tape on their saddles, though. I don't even know if that's legal anymore. I know it was for a while, and I think it got banned? I'm not sure. It's just about training the arms again. I have lost all strength for being in this position. Granted, when you get out on the road, you don't really have a choice. So, right now, it's not about holding the ideal position. It's about just getting into position. Basically just making sure I'm here in some semblance. If I want to do more time trialing, I'll probably have to do arm workouts soon. Would be my assumption that will be the best for me. I don't know what the right workouts are, though. I mean, I could imagine planks, but that sucks. I hate planks. The good thing about this time trialing practice is I can see how chiseled my calves are. So that's motivating. Is it helpful? Not at all. But at least I can see it. Yeah, I know they are, and that's why it sucks. Because they hurt. I can usually do a 60-second plank, no problem. The repetition that sucks. I used to do an ab circuit on the days I didn't ride. And then I got lazy. Because I don't like sweating. Yeah, it's funny. This bike is so much of an upgrade from the one I have a picture of you riding when I left college. I'm not surprised. Planks would be the ultimate challenge. Next to push-ups. But I almost feel like you can get away with cheating a push-up a little bit more than you can cheat a plank. Because plank is about not moving. So you get no bounce back or anything like you do in a push-up if you disguise that. You don't get any of that in planks. And it's the entire body. Whereas push-ups, you can craftily get a little bit of bounce in it. This position is much better than last time. For anybody that wasn't here on Tuesday, basically Tuesday was just dialing this in. Is it comfortable? Hell no. But are time trial bikes ever comfortable? No. Otherwise you'd see pros ride them a lot more. I also don't have the newer style of bars, because that would be expensive. Up here would be better. If you kind of can pull your hands up here, because then it takes some of your weight and redistributes it, instead of most of it going on your elbows and forearm. And the pads where your arms touch get sweaty, which is nasty. Yeah, I have to debate if I do a saddle swap one more time. Because I know this saddle is not designed for time trialing. But it's better than the saddle with no channel cutout. That's for dang sure. I would not have lasted 5 minutes on the other saddle. Not in this position. Part of me is tempted to steal the saddle off the other bike before we sell it. Might match. I don't know how much it would stand out, though. I know. Why do you think I literally have a carpet fan pointed at me? I'm able to disperse a lot of it. If you haven't seen videos of people doing indoor cycling, and they're talking about, like, protecting your bike because they're pouring sweat, if it was like that, I'd never do it. Ever. But between my headband, the towel I have in front of me, and the two very, very strong fans pointed at different parts of my body, it's better. And the AC turned on, even though it's February. See, if that was like that for me slow, I couldn't. I would never do it. But how are you doing? I can't handle seeing people sweat like that. That's why this is one of the only sports that I do. Because as you're riding outdoors, you dry off. Arms are definitely tiring, but that's to be expected. We're about 10 minutes in on the position. No. Sorry to hear that slow. I'm glad you're still doing all right, though. I mean, side effects willing, of course. But hopefully they've calmed down for you. How many people remember when this used to be the position for time trialing? Get the bars as tight as possible, and then just basically do a hand-holding position over the top of them. Having watched pro cycling for about 20 years now, I've seen a lot. Praying Mantis is the one that we're closest to still. That was what? Between 06 and 08, I think? And people went away from it. Back to flat bars. And then they came back realizing it was so aero. Now, the bars are just designed for it. Because they used to, like, tilt the base bars up, too. So, tells you how much wind tunnel testing wasn't critical at that point. So, for those wondering also, today's not about power. Today's about just getting used to the position. I did a little bit of power on Tuesday. But today's just more... No. Will do. Have a good night, Dad. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're healing up well. Not pushing yourself too much. Yeah, there was some... Let's just say I'm happy for some things in the UCI. I've watched Grandma Brie. The Superman position just looked stupid. Or holding it against the chest. Neither of those were smart. I'm happy to hear that, Dad. We'll get you out here soon enough. This is definitely longer than I was able to hold when I first started time trialing back in, like, July of last year. August, whenever it was. Let me tell you, though, I'm spoiled with electronic shifting. Plan for further training. Gonna do this today. Thinking I might race Saturday, not on a time trial bike. Next Monday, we'll see how I feel. I might race. And then Wednesday, I'll probably do one final TT day before the time trial on Saturday. Should I have done this sooner? Yeah. Did I? No. Am I happy I at least did some? Yes. Nobody wants to train on their time trial bike. They just want to race it. And anybody that's telling you otherwise is lying. I know I should. Key is, do I want to? And the answer's no. But you're not wrong, Slow. I was talking about how I should do planks as well. Get used to having my weight here on my upper forearms. Because I can hold this arrow of a position, I just need to build up here. And the muscles around that, holding it. So, I mean, I've been in the arrow position for about 15 minutes now. Which, for not having done it in a couple months, isn't bad in my book. I know a high-level time trialer or a triathlete would laugh at that, but that's fine. Granted, I did a duathlon and saw how many triathletes were not on their base, or not on their aero bars, so maybe I'm wrong. The amount of people on the bike leg out here. Just get a road bike, people. It'll be better for you. Oh, I didn't realize I was almost at the end of the loop. Did a whole route badge that I didn't need. But 16, 17 minutes of TT position training isn't bad. It's pretty good for now. Alright. I'm gonna let my character descend, quote unquote, while I test pedal tension. That's what I have on my main bike. I just didn't buy another one. I do think it's not exactly what's on the other one, but it's better. Probably could go a little tighter. I just didn't want to buy another saddle. I know, stupid, but... Yo! Welcome. How you doing, Kyo? Don't mind me, I'm just fiddling with my time trial bike. What I do, apparently. Yeah, you're not wrong, Slow. I'm debating that I might take the saddle off the other one and swap it. Because I don't have any other good saddles for it. I'm not doing the TTT, I should say. I'm prepping to, or I'm training for a time trial outdoors in a little over a week. So I'm just dialing in my actual time trial bike position. So, I should specify. But how are you, Kyo? This is just the second stream where I'm dialing in the position. TT, not TTT. But no, this is... This is just, prep to try to dial in the position. Because I don't have this position dialed in yet, so I'm trying to make sure that I get it all set up. So, I know, not the most enjoyable thing for everybody to watch, but just know, I renewed my license yesterday, so technically, I am licensed to race in the US again, which is weird. Yes. Yeah, if you notice, my regular road bike is up there. I'm on my TT bike right now. It is a 2010 Felt DA. With stupidly deep wheels, and I love it. I think I've got... I can't remember if it's an 80 or an 88. Oh yeah, no, you're not wrong, Slow. That's why I've been trying to not just be stupid about my position. Yes, I'm in a very aero position, but I also bought a small bike for that. It is a 51, so I can get a little bit more aero. But I'm also making sure that I'm not just like, let's drop everything as low as humanly possible. So that's like I brought up the bars yesterday. I've raised the saddle a little bit and brought it forward so I make sure that I'm actually in a reasonable position, not, you know, consistently kneeing myself in the chest. So, the good thing is I have the other time trial bike to base my position off of. Because I was able to do a 20-some-odd mile bike. You do realize I'm 5'9", right? And that bike is also a 51, and my bike over there is a 51, and my gravel bike is a 51. That's the size I ride. Exactly, yep. You are correct, Slow. The good thing is I don't anticipate riding any long time trials, so... I can kind of find a bit of a happy medium. Because I'm not planning on doing triathlon or anything where it's going to be like a 70-mile bike. Like... 51 is pretty par on for a 5'9" person. No! 54 is too big for me. A 54 eats me. I mean, I only have this much saddle out. Like, the seat post is only this high. Yeah, but there's less time for my form to fall apart, Slow. I've always ridden a little bit sized down. I would probably fit a 53, but people either make a 51, 52, or 54. Nobody makes a 53 anymore. So... But no, all of my bikes are 51, 52. I'm pretty sure this is a 51. Yeah, I do not ride with spacers. I do not. I was gonna say, did you ever see the position I rode on the trek? The key is I'm able to hold it fairly well, so that's the balance, is, like Slow was saying, balance it. Yeah, but Orbea is also stupidly expensive. You're 5'7" and ride at 54? My god. Okay. Maybe I just like Aero. I mean, you can see what it does for me, though, if you look at my position. I should mention, this is definitely a second-hand bike, if not third-hand. I did not buy this new. Yeah, I do think my legs are shorter than normal, and I have more torso than normal. So, I don't know. I know, like, I've always had a very odd perception of height, because Penguin is all leg. So Penguin can ride my bikes. So, yeah, maybe that's the case. Because I don't fit a 54 well. If I ride a 54, the seat post will be all the way in the frame, which is not usually a good indication. You want kind of a mid-level seat post. So, I might be an outlier. I mean, a time trial's pretty 50-50. Yeah, I mean, when I did my duathlon in August? Was it August? I shattered people. Can't remember if there was 20 or 30 people in my age group. I beat all but one. So, I know, triathletes, duathletes, not the same, but I hadn't time trialed in over 10 years, so. But yeah, the only part of this position that's rough is here. Really? I've always been super flexible. When I was in 5th grade, I could do the box stretch better than some females. Very few males were more flexible than I was. I don't know, I've always been flexible. Oh, this is gonna suck. Thankfully, this is a banded ride. But yeah, basically. Ha ha! Kyo, you're also a noodle. You're probably lucky if you weigh, what, 50 kilograms while you're wet? Toothpick. Yeah, I'll take toothpick. That's good. Uncooked spaghetti. Ouch. So I am going to try to treat this ride as if I'm riding outdoors. It is banded, but on climbs I should be on the base bars. Not on climbs I should be in the air bars. But power isn't the key. That's why this is banded. So, goal is just get used to the bike. I did a bit of a power test on Tuesday, and I was able to keep my power, so. So in 9 days, I'll have my first true time trial in like 14 years. Not counting the duathlon, because I had run before that. Very different. Though I'm not going to say that I'm not proud of what I did, because I am. But different expectations. Have a good one, Kia. Appreciate the raid. Oh, I didn't realize we detoured. Not gonna complain. It's good to know if I end up racing this at some point. Not that I want to, though I know this is for Zwift games. So I probably will end up doing it. So yeah, current thoughts. Probably gonna switch the saddle, extend these and rotate them slightly. So I didn't do them correctly. It's a weird route. But yeah, talking about cutouts, Slow, you'd have loved what was on this. It had a Pro Logo TT saddle, but one of the old ones that didn't have a cutout, and I'm like, oh boy. Can't imagine how much that sucked. Being a pro that had to ride them. I now not understand why there were so many unbranded saddles in the early 2000s. I would say that it was a rail, but I guess that's literal. Oh, I'm sure. There is a part of me that is very happy about the bikes that I get to ride now. I mean, the fact that I have electronic shifting is crazy. And it does not cost much. Good thing for the TT that I'm training for, it's literally an out and back. There is one turn, and that's the U-turn at the end. So that's wonderful. And it's literally down and up. So first half, a 75-80%. Second half, 110 to 120%. That'll be the strategy. Basically, once you turn around and start climbing, dump the tank all the way to the line. Don't waste any energy on the downhill if you can't. It's going to be the strategy. And if it happens to be the opposite, just do the opposite. Dump the tank going out. Use whatever's left coming back. But because there's no map, they just have a description. So, based on what I found, I believe it's downhill out, uphill back. Probably better for me, because I take a little bit to really settle in. And it's easier to settle in when you're not going 110%. I'll be very close to level 79. We'll see if I continue doing this whole route. Not sure yet. Okay, no sequential shifting. Good to know. What I mean by that is if I hold down the button, it does not keep shifting. Position overall is better. Not perfect, but better. I'm shifting around a lot less. Any saddle movement is because I will be replacing this. And as I know this is not the most entertaining thing in the world, if you have questions, feel free, shoot away. I'm not drowning in oxygen debt, so I should be able to answer. Goal is to stay in the tuck until we get to the volcano. Thing that makes me happy is I don't really have much rocking in the bottom half of my body. Most of the rocking I have is in the upper half, which is also trying to stabilize my body, which is not easy to do indoors. So... 10-speed XT. Huh. This is early Dura-Ace Di2. 10-speed. This is probably second generation Dura-Ace Di2. Maybe first, but I think it's second. Good group for Penguin to ride with. I love how people are on the ridiculous bikes for this ride, because it doesn't matter. Which is a reminder, if you're racing Zwift games starting next week, pretty sure it's next week, bike choice and wheel choice are neutralized. So have fun, ride whatever you want, ride the most ridiculous bikes you have. Oh no, slow. Yeah, that's what's on that one. My cross bike and this are older Dura-Ace 10-speed. That one is Ultegra 11-speed, all electronic. I've gotten spoiled, and I just... It's a little bit more expensive to start, but the maintenance is so much less. You're not changing cables for anything. You don't have to do adjustments as it settles. I hated that. So... I decided to go all electronic to save myself. I don't regret it. None of the bikes were overly expensive except for that one back there. Pretty much every bike I've bought used has been under 1,000. No, I do know that there are people that like it. I just don't like the maintenance associated with it. They're typically crisper shifting, but I don't like having to dial them in. With electronic, there'd be ability to just, like, push a button and have it trim. I've done maintenance on my own bikes enough that I feel like I've earned it at this point. Between working in a bike shop, racing, it's like, I've done my penance. And it's that thing of, I tried electronic on one bike and I'm like, no, I'm sold. Yeah, this arm position is much better with the change. They're more flared, so it's not as crushing on my shoulders. So that's better. You don't want to have them too far out, because then it's like you're trying to, like, push your arms too close together on the front end. Alright, now that we're on the climb, for the climb, we'll come out and do this. Give myself a little bit of a break. Exactly. You don't want to close your airways by trying to be too close. It is a bit of a balance, though, because if I go too wide here, and then narrow here, then you're going to have this, like, twist to try to get the bars, so it's this balance. That's a dirty joke. Wow, I'm glad Jack didn't see that. That's quite the joke. Yeah, this bike, bars are a little bit better when you're on the base bars. Not as ridiculously aggressive. The other bars were a little crazy. I actually feel like I can relax a little bit on the base bars here. I do think I need to rewrap the bars a little bit. There's not enough padding on the base bar. Part of me wants to wrap the edge in red. That would be cool. So there's not much padding and there's not much wrap. Probably go on the bars until we get to the end of the flat. Just kind of chilling right now. One flat section of the climb. Cannot place where this route ends. Does it end at the epic? Because that would suck. But that's what it looks like. I shall ease, even though I wasn't doing much. This is a good group. They are being very cautious, making sure they don't lose anybody. All right. Well, it is banded, so it's technically all over the place. But that's also why I chose this, is A, I want the route badge, but B, I'm not here to race or put out mass amounts of power. I'm just here to get used to the position. It was like Tuesday, not Wednesday. Wednesday was yesterday. Tuesday I went pretty hard at the end and kind of did a power test of making sure that I didn't lose power with the setup. Today it's just building more time with it. That also does include being on the base bars, because while I'm climbing, especially around 5%, I'd probably be on the base bars. I don't think I'd be in the aero bars. Thanks, Slow. Have a good one. Thank you, Song, for making me think you glitched. Okay, that's a good joke. I'm such a bad cook. At my house, we pray after dinner. That's funny. Yeah, I hate to say it, if your trainer's disconnecting, their group can't wait for you. You need to fix that yourself. Try to follow what I do in a TT. There we go, back to 4%. It's roughly what I would think my transition point would be. It's about 4-ish, 5-ish%. Below that, aero bars. Above that, base bars. Will that change when I actually get outdoors? Probably. Granted, this section is too short to go back and forth. Man, the jokes. Oh. Not to the top yet. Still got about 500 meters. All right. Now we're at the final kick. Now there's like 300 meters. Here's the fun part. Oh man, these jugs. Yay, down. It was almost exactly 2 minutes slower. That's fine, though. Why would you burn your feather? There's a climb coming up. Alright. I'll be right back in a second. Hopefully it should be here. Alright. Yeah, it did. Good. So many coffee stops. Trying to figure out if the saddle is tightened in the back. Yes. Now we shave a bunch of distance. One little bump. That's where you can use your feather, as long as there's not another line that'll give you another power up. Or I guess as long as there is, not as long as there's not. Slowly getting better at this position. There we go. Got to remember all the positions, like don't slope your back, don't put as much pressure in certain areas. Oh, God. Some of these jokes are 18 plus. Jesus. Or at least answers people are giving. I wonder, is Downtown Eruption going to Jarvis? Maybe that's where it goes. Maybe it's Jarvis. No, it can't be. Or does it finish? No. I don't know. It's either Jarvis or the top of the forward KOM. It might be the forward KOM, that's it. I see it now, okay. I'm just comparing graphs. That makes sense with the downhill. You drop down into the little seaside city. Four kilometers left. So we will get another power up. So we'll go through the start finish. Oh, did you have an internet DC? That's unfortunate. All right. 3K. Because I'll leave even if time's up. Or even if time's not up. I came for the route badge. Didn't realize I was still in the small ring from the volcano. I don't know how this route would loop. I'm not sure. Okay. Almost done. Feather? No, useless. It swapped to his beacon. That's funny. Sometimes that happens if somebody drops. Alright. Back to the KOM. Hey, Orin. That is a weird color. I don't think it really was salmon. It's kind of like an off-white. How you doing? Good. Down this hill too many times lately. All right. First half of the climb done. 500 meters to go. $400 meters. $300 meters. $250. There we go, 100 meters. Definitely slower than I've done this in a long time. Yay, rope badge. Oh, not level 79 yet. So this puts us on... It's not flat loop. Hilly loop? Is it hilly loop? Alright. Well, there goes the bottle. Okay. Yep, hilly loop. I was right. Miracle. Alright, let me go ahead and put this back. In a reasonable gear. Ugh. I didn't intend on finishing the whole thing. That wasn't the goal today. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I did some good warm-up and practice today, so I'm pretty happy with that. I got a little bit more knowledge of what I need to dial in. Nothing major, just small things, though I guess the saddle switch is a little bit major because that's necessary. But it could be a lot worse compared to what it was prior to Tuesday. Prior to Tuesday, it was horrible. I didn't realize that, but I know now. So, I've got some work to do before I set it up again. Probably going to toss the other bike back on for a little bit for Saturday and Monday. And then I'll probably toss the TT bike back on for Wednesday before I've got to pull it off for the weekend. So that's the plan. But thank you, everybody, for joining. Hopefully that was worth it. Hopefully you enjoyed. So yeah, we'll continue a little bit more next Wednesday. Hopefully I can kind of dial it in while it is off the trainer or prior to me taking it off the trainer and when I put it back on. We'll see. We got a couple of notes, which is good. I don't feel like I would feel right if it felt perfect immediately. That never happens. So having notes to take away to work on is good. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining. I will be back on Saturday morning to do some racing if nothing else changes. Otherwise, I'll let you know. So yeah, expect a little bit of racing after I've kind of done some non-racing days. So have a good one. Stick around for the raid if you're interested, and I will see you next time.